So I got this Hobart mixer here. I actually got, this one's not working very good. There's some things wrong with it. But I actually got this one, I got this one, and here's the base of the other one, and the head of it is over here. So I got these three mixers. I got them all for $500. Guy was just trying to get rid of them. He remodels grocery stores or something, and he had them in his garage and it's taking up space. And you know, he said 500 bucks, you can have them. This one doesn't work and that one doesn't work. But this one does work. And I have a guy coming to pick this one up tomorrow for $1,200, $1,200. So right away, picked them all up for 500, selling that one for 1,200. That's already instant profit. But I'm gonna go ahead and try and fix this one. I have no experience fixing these things, but there's some instructions online and some other YouTube videos. So maybe I can add to the collection of videos. I can help you guys figure out how to fix your mixer if you have one and it's having issues. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so basically what's going on is this lift handle doesn't work, and it's supposed to lift up this bolt thing, and it's not working. There's like a crazy rattling noise. I'm not gonna turn it on for long. This thing moves a little bit, but it's in first gear right now, so you got this little, gear level for first gear. It's supposed to be slow. So yeah, it's supposed to, it's supposed to take off a little faster than that. It's not supposed to be, take that long to get started. I think in gear 2 it makes a bunch of rattling noise or something. Let me see. Okay, now it's working okay. I don't know what's going on, but I mean something's gotta be done. I know third gear doesn't work. Okay, let's try it. Oh, it's trying. Holy shit. Alright, I don't know, but it's not supposed to be like, you see how long this gap is right here? See how it's not turning, and now it's gonna start to turn a little bit? I don't know, I'm pretty sure something's wrong. I'm gonna dig into it just in case, but it was rattling a whole lot earlier, and I don't know, just from messing with it, jiggling around, something fell into place. But I gotta take it off I gotta fix this lift handle anyway, so we'll check it out. And I gotta hold this button up. Usually you can just tap the button up, but since the lift handle doesn't lock into place, when you lift the handle up and this bowl goes up, it's supposed to hit a switch to where you can just tap this button up and then it stays on. But I gotta hold it right now because it's not hitting that switch for some reason. So that's why I gotta hold it. So I got this one right here, and I know this is a terrible angle and video. I just got this thing in the corner. But anyways, when I hit the switch here, it takes off basically right away. See how it just goes right away? There's no warming up, there's no big loud humming, it just goes. So I wanted to run like that. And, I mean, these are pretty much the same models. They're both Hobart A200s, so I imagine they function exactly the same. So I'd like this one to sound like that one. I'm just taking out these screws in the back of the head here before I lay it down. One. Two. Forgot I need to take out this front cover thing. It just has 3 screws. This little piece seems kind of loose. I don't know if it's supposed to be this loose. It goes up and down. You can kind of see the gears in there though. See them there? I don't know if I'm supposed to see those. If that thing helped it stay up or something. I don't know. Just got it on its side here. I'm just gonna start unscrewing these screws here to the bowl lift mechanism. I just put some magazines under the base here to make it a little easier to get this off to support it a little bit. So like this. Okay, bowl out, bowl lift. Alright, this is just what I pulled it out of. Let's say this looks like it's supposed to be hooked onto something, and it is not. Oh, it looks very moldy and disgusting. Definitely need to clean this. Clean all up in there. Look how gross that is. Yeah, that's right. I pulled out of. Next, I'm going to take off this little screen here at the bottom so I can look inside a little better. Alright, I'm just taking off these bolts here. Alright, so a little bit of fiasco there. So let me get myself organized. I think everything's okay. Well, we got the screen off. Okay. So, yeah, let's say take off the base. Found a paper clip. That's interesting. Also, this thing fell out of it. This is it looks like it's a broken piece of the, This is what goes at the top here. It looks like it broke off here. I can show you what it looks like. Let's see here. So here's one I have the base off of this one I took off. So let's see. I don't know why my phone light's not working, but it's this piece right here. Let's see. This thing goes like that, connects to this piece right there. So it looks like this busted off, possibly. Alright. I'm just gonna take off these bolts here on the head from earlier. I took off the back tool already with that flathead screwdriver, and I'm just taking off these bottom ones here. So I just hit myself in the eye with this handle when I was taking it off. This piece hit me right in the eyebrow. So yeah, we got an injury here. So this is real life. I mean, this thing is so heavy. I mean, if you're gonna tackle a job like this, I mean, you're gonna be a strong dude. This thing is really cumbersome. It's really heavy. Everything about it is, I don't know. It's not easy. So I don't know. I'm gonna go deal with this and get back to this later, I guess. All right. So basically, it's the next day. I left off. I just kind of pulled this piece off of here. This part, this little piece was screwed in right here into this little hole. You just gotta unscrew it. And then this piece here is the switch. it was just screwed down into here. Just had one little bolt there. This one, there used to be a bolt here, but this one's broken off, so just kind of fit it on there. Yeah, this little piece is just a little magnet thing. When you turn the little, safety cage around, like on this one, you turn it around here, and when it's closed, then this little magnet is on the back of it. And when you close it, this magnet touches that little black screwy piece, touches that thing, and then it knows that it's safe to start mixing. What else? Oh yeah, so my theory is that, when you stand this up, remember we found this piece was broken last time. Let me stand it up there. This piece was broken. It's right here. This fell at the bottom earlier. And so I think originally this thing, broke off and it was dropped down in there, never gotten out or anything. And I think they replaced it with this one. But I think they used this paper clip that fell out of there. I think this paper clip they used to attach the lifter arm. It's right, this right here. So this piece right here goes in this piece, and it has, you're supposed to put a cotter pin through this little hole right there, and I think they just put this paper clip through there or something like that to secure it. But this thing's super heavy. This whole thing is really heavy, and obviously this paper clip isn't gonna hold, it onto this thing. So I think the paper clip obviously failed, and then the arm slipped out and fell down, and that's why we couldn't lift the bowl up with this arm to begin with. And you gotta have the bowl lifted up to that position so that it trips this switch so that the mixer stays on. So I think that's what's going on there. Also, in other news, the guy is on his way to come pick up this thing. He doesn't have all the money, which is always really annoying. He's driving like from 3.5 hours away, and he gets like 30 minutes away and realizes his bank won't let him take out all the money on the weekend. He can only take out like $500, and he already has a few dollars. But so he says he's gonna pay me partially and then send a check in with the rest, which is, yeah, I don't like that, but I'm not gonna make him turn around. So I don't know. That's what we're doing. All right, so I got all these pieces sitting out here. They look pretty disgusting and filthy. So I'm gonna use my pressure washer, and I'm gonna try and get these looking a little better, because they just are absolutely filthy and disgusting. It's a little rainy today. I don't know, maybe that'll help. But anyways, I might use, I got degreaser, Zep here, and I got Simple Green, so maybe I'll use one of those or use them both. But yeah, I got this little auto electric power washer I got, so I'm just gonna see what that can do. It's not super strong, it's only like 1200 psi or something, but we'll see what happens, see if it looks any better. I'll show you the before and after, and yeah. Well, they look a little better, but some of the stuff is just caked on there so much. I think I'm gonna have to take a scraper, or maybe I'm pretty sure that's might be old grease or something. But yeah, it still doesn't look great, but it does look a little better. I got most of that disgusting food off. There's still some nasty food and stuff. I think I'm just gonna come in here off camera and kind of take a paint scraper or something and try and just flick most of the rest of it off. I used what did I use? I used a Zep on this one, and then I used a Simple Green on this one, and then I used both on this one. I think this one probably came out the best, but anyways, yeah, I'll show you all the after I'm done cleaning them up a little bit more thoroughly. All right, so I got them all cleaned up best I could. I mean, it looks a lot better. I mean, it's not perfect, but you know, same my normal job. So I mean, this all the food and crap is come off. I mean, there's still some colored, kind of gross, but you know, as long as the function's great, I mean, no one's gonna be able to see this stuff anyway. This one looks a little better. Took a lot of time to scrape underneath of it and stuff. I mean, it does. I mean, no one's gonna see the bottom of it, but for some reason, I just wanted to get that nice and good looking so my hands won't get greasy when I'm touching it and moving it around. Oh yeah, and that guy came, he picked up that mixer. So I had a mixer there. I bought all three of these mixers for $500. I sold it to him for, well, I was supposed to sell it to him for $1,200. But for whatever, the bank's closed, it's the weekend. His ATM only let him bring out, $500. So he managed to scrounge up $1,060 for me. And that's $1,060. He said he's gonna write a check for the rest, but you know, we'll see how that goes. All right, I'm gonna see if I can get this base back on without hurting myself. I didn't see it off camera, but I just jammed my finger real bad. But, yeah. All right. All right, I'm trying to get this bowl holder up back through this hole here, and then get a cotter pin through here in this little handle here. Got the cotter pin through, just gotta bend it back with some pliers. Alright. Looks like the pin I'm using is pretty long, but I was able to bend it all the way back around, if you can see that. So, looks like it's working okay now. Alright, I'm gonna screw on these pieces on the back here to hold the lift back onto this slide. Okay, so I'm fixing to try to connect this head back to this base right here. But before I do, when you're putting the head back on, you got to screw this screw piece back into this little hole here. And when you screw it around back in there, it twists this red wire up. So I'm just going to come back and unscrew this part and detach this red wire so that it spins more freely and I'm not, twisting it up and damaging the wire. So I'm just going to take apart this now. Alright, so I'm not trying to do anything too fancy, but right here you can see this red wire. And I'm not trying to pull it out all the way because it's going to start pulling out this big shaft thing. So I see the red wire is plugged in here. I'm just going to unplug it right there. Alright, so So there we go, it's unplugged. So now I can spin around a little bit more freely in there when I start twisting this wire up. And now I'm just going to put this thing back on and then put the base back on. I'm trying to get this head propped up on here, see if I can connect these wires. I know I said all that nice stuff about, undoing the wire in the back here so I could twist this on and it'd be cool. Well, there's little plastic threads on here. They're kind of soft and delicate and the threads are kind of messed up and I can't really get them screwed on to this base plate here. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this wire. And it's hard to kind of manage everything. I'm trying to hold this 100-pound head up and balance it just right so I can get the wire through here and everything. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this red wire and tie it back together once I get this black piece threaded in. Alright, I got this thing twisted on there. Put just a little bit of electrical tape right there just because it looked a little bit damaged. I got sticking out about that much. You're supposed to use a special tool for measuring how much it's supposed to stick out, but I don't have that special Hobart tool, so I mean that looks pretty good. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Hopefully that works, and if it doesn't, then I don't know what the issue is. But showing you what that looks like. Putting the switch on. Okay, so it's got the the black piece screwed in here. I got the switch screwed on right there. Got the wire nut twisted on here, connecting the wire, the red wires I took apart, and I got everything, the switch plugged in with the black wires. So now you can see when I lift up the lift handle, it turns the switch on right here. Hear that? It's pressing up against that metal switch. Now when it's raised in the highest position, the motor should turn and continue to stay on without having you hold the button. Alright, I'm just trying to connect this head on, which is always just very difficult and annoying, and I might end up hitting myself in the face again, and I need to have some video of it, I guess. Alright, so it's got these bolts here. The bolts go in the front, and then I got the flathead screwdriver bolts, and those are going to go in the back. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the front ones. Just gonna finger tighten them because there's still kind of a gap at the bottom. Let's see if I can get it a little closer. If I put it on its side. Alright, so I got the wire hooked up again, and I just put some blue tape on here to hold the magnet in place so I didn't have to hold it with my hands. So let's go ahead and flip the switch on and see what happens. I think this thing is jiggling. So it sounds like the same thing before. It looks like it goes, but you gotta hold it on for a while. Let's try 2. It sounds great once it gets going, so I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to be. I mean, this sounds really great. So I'm gonna go ahead and lift the handle up and see if, I'm gonna put it back on 1. And so I heard it click, it's flipped the switch in there, so now I don't need to hold it, it should just go on its own. Let's see. Alright. I don't know, that sounds so great. I don't know if I should do anything else to it. Alright, I'm just gonna put it on 2. Man, why does it take so long to get started? I don't know what's going on. Because honestly, once it's going, I feel like it sounds better than the one I just sold. Let's try 3. Hopefully it doesn't rattle off the table here. Okay, let's try 3. Something's weird. Nah, there's definitely something going on. So I think, man, I don't know. I might try and look it up, or I might just open up the brains of this thing and see what's going on. Okay, so I did some research, and basically what I found is it sounds like people are saying it's the brushes. So I'm gonna open this up back here and check the brushes. I actually ordered the brushes and they're not gonna be here for like a week. So I'll just take it out and check these out, maybe clean up the commutator, and then, you know, replace the brushes. Or maybe I'll take the brushes out of this one on the ground here that's not really working. But, you know, those brushes could be bad in that one too, so I don't know if I want to use those, or I just want to wait till some new ones come in. Alright, I'm just gonna pop this thing off and see what's going on in here. Okay. Different screws. I took this off before and these screws didn't fit exactly right. They feel like stripped or something. I don't even feel like they're holding it in very good. Definitely don't, I don't think this is the right screw. This one's like tiny. But, alright, let's see. I unplug some of this stuff. Alright, so I'm having some trouble taking this out with the shaft still attached right here. So I'm just gonna undo these screws, see if I can unbolt the shaft so I can just get this top out instead of pulling the whole mechanism out, because I don't know. I think it's gonna be easier, or I'm just gonna make a bigger mess. We'll see. I came off the back, that's where we go. So we have some diagram, just try randomly putting them back in places and make it work. Alright, so that's nice white piece. Single service relatively recently. What size is it? It's like a 3/4 socket. I'm gonna use my crappy tools and sockets for this since it's so greasy and messy. Let's see if I can get it out of there. Let's see. It sounds like it's turning the whole shaft in there, is it? Not sure how to get it to not turn. So I'm gonna use a impact, see if impact will do something. Yep, alright, that worked. Alright, so yeah, so now I have access to all these wires without pulling the shaft out, which is just making things super annoying. So now I can actually just unscrew what the wires are plugged into, and yeah, let's just do that. Really smooth like screwdriver. There we go. I'm just taking these little screws out here. Oh gosh. I don't think it helped to unscrew this one. I think I just need to unplug it. Yeah, let's just unplug it. And there's two of these wires here. I don't know what this goes to, and I don't know what this yellow one goes to. But let's see, there's only two unplugged, and there's only two spots right here, so I assume they go in there. I don't think there's any other places to put them in. Unplug this. Grease in here, now it's all slippery. It's out. So now this thing and this thing are out. Let's see, where did the screw come from? Oh, this, okay. This goes with this. This. Alright, I'm gonna take out the one connecting all these wires. Is a flathead. Oh, flathead and a Phillips head. I don't know. Someone just put weird screws back in here, but do that one. A little Phillips head here. So you need. I only need to take out one. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Alright, that's out, that's out. Oh my god. And then they're all. Of course, they're all connected to the power cord. Just rest this on top, you think? This is that best practice. I just, oh, there you go. There's like a little hat. Boom. All right. Now I can just focus on messing with this. Oh, geez. All right. All right, I'm gonna pull this little shaft out. I still don't see anything that looks like a brush from here. Hopefully this thing doesn't fall down. Let's see if we can take this out cleanly would be great. Oh, it's pretty hefty. All right, here we go. This is a little, this thing, this is the gear, the worm gear. Looks pretty greasy. Oh, okay. Put this to the side. And this is what the inside looks like. I still don't see what I thought I was supposed to see in here. Am I just really dumb? Like, does this not... There's some version where I watched another video and the guy had brushes and they were just like sitting right in this thing, but I don't see what I don't see it, so I don't know. Okay, so I guess this doesn't use brushes, so I ordered some brushes for, I suppose, an older model of an A200, and I guess technically this does say it's a Hobart A200T, but I think the older style of Hobart mixers used DC current, and so they used a commutator and brushes, whereas this one, I believe, uses AC current, and when you use AC current, you don't need brushes and a commutator. I think the older styles of Hobart had a commutator right here, and then they had some brushes you would put on the back part right here, and it would spin and the brushes would go up against it right there. But this uses AC current, and I reckon AC current, you know, in these mixers is a more modern way and a reliable, durable way of doing it. And so we don't have a commutator or brushes. It just uses a stator right here and a rotor, and it does some kind of magic to make it work. I don't really understand, but I was hoping I could just replace some brushes and call it a day, but now I don't know what the problem is, so I don't know. I reckon I'm just gonna try and clean off the stuff in here with an old t-shirt. You know, I got this thing has grease all over, and I guess maybe I got some grease all in here, so I'm gonna wipe that up, and hopefully, you know, I can do some more research or digging and figure out what is causing this to start so late and hum so loud. Alright, so basically I have a brand new soft bristle brush, and I have some 70% isopropyl alcohol, and I have a clean new t-shirt, and I'm just going to try and wipe this down, I guess. I don't know if it's supposed to look any better. It's pretty scratched up right here. But yeah, I don't know if this is what it's supposed to look like or if it's dirty. I'm probably not supposed to be using isopropyl alcohol or stiff bristle brush or a t-shirt to clean this thing, but you know, I'm just gonna do it and see what happens. Alright, so I mean, we got a little dirt on here. Oh boy. I mean, it doesn't look any different. I feel kind of bad because I'm pretty sure I'm the one who caused all these scratches and stuff when I was like in all these little dings and stuff. That probably isn't very healthy for it. But I think when I was like taking it in and out of there, it was like scratching on here or whatever. But I don't know. Hopefully it still works. And yeah. I'm just gonna put this thing back together. There's nothing really I can do in here. I thought I could replace some brushes, but they don't exist. So I'm just gonna put this back together and see how it runs. Hopefully I can get the wiring right back together. And it still is making some noise. I guess I'll go in the other side, go on the top. Maybe there's a nut. You know, I've read sometimes a bolt or a nut can be too tight in there and cause it to have a hard time starting. So I'll try and maybe loosen some certain nuts and see if it makes a difference. Okay, so I screwed this thing back in, but then this little rod isn't sticking out far enough to get some threads so that I can put in this nut and washer. So now I gotta take it back off and I guess back the bolt out a little bit so I can actually thread this on there. Alright, I just kind of backed the bolt out a little bit and then I just threaded these nuts on and then I just pushed it all in there. And now I'm just gonna put this piece back on. And yeah, some of y'all probably think I'm a pretty big moron because I don't know, I just keep making like every little mistake possible, but some of y'all are just as dumb as me, and you probably, you know, it's nice to watch me make all these mistakes so that you don't have to. But anyways, I'm just gonna screw this back on now. Alright, so I got the Hobart back together. I got this thing back on. It was used. I borrowed some screws from my scrap mixer down on the floor because it had the wrong size screws in there. It had this had these little screws, and those aren't the right screws. They're too short. You need the little longer flathead ones. Anyway, so I got this back on. I got this on, so I'm gonna go ahead and test it. Either three things are gonna happen. Either A, I screwed up some wiring and stuff and it's not gonna start at all. or it's gonna run just worse because I probably screwed up that rotor and the rotor and what do you call it, stator, whatever. Or B, it's gonna run exactly the same because I didn't do anything different. Or C, it might possibly work better because when I was doing that wiring and stuff, you know how those two wires fell out and I was like, oh, they fell out, I don't know where they go. Well, they were labeled, 1 and 2, and I saw places to put them 1 and 2, but they didn't stay, they didn't like stick, like they just fell right off, like they weren't, they weren't crimped, good enough. So I took some pliers and I crimped them down, so then when I slid them back on, those little slots, they, stayed really, really good. So, God, willing, those wires were super loose and fell off, and that's why I was having issues starting, and maybe by some miracle, it runs perfectly fine because I put those wires back the way they should be. I really doubt it's gonna happen, I just don't have that kind of luck, but, if it continues to have problems, I guess we'll have to do some more research and figure it out, but I'm gonna go ahead and start it now, and let's see what happens. Plugging it in. All right, so it's plugged. Oh my God, I'm just a mess. Okay, we are plugged in. Everything's good. This thing's not gonna fall over. Christ's sake. All right, I'm gonna put this is on gear 1. Oh, I didn't tighten the back, of course. All right, hold on. Let me tighten this down real quick. All right, plugged in, don't fall. Let's see, got my magnet taped on there. Gear 1, where's my little thing? Put this on. Sure, timer's not on. Hold. All right, let's see what happens. Whoa. No. No. Hold on. That started right up. There wasn't any crazy humming. Hold on. Oh my God. If I fixed it. I'm an idiot. If I can fix it, anybody can fix things. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Gear 2. Oh my God. I have never done anything like this. This is awesome. Oh my God, I think I fixed it. If I fixed it, it just goes to show, don't get so complicated, just check your wires, okay? Just make sure all the wires are plugged in and aren't loose. Easy things first. Don't be doing all this crazy stuff, all right? Just got wire. I mean, it was just probably the wires. What the heck? Gear 3. It sounds perfect. There is maybe, I don't know if it's supposed to be rattling that or not, but it sounds a lot better than it did. It sounds good to me. I'm gonna put the lift bowl in the up position so that it stays. This way. I'll put it on gear 1, so now I should be able to start it and walk away. Guys, that is good. Just trying to stop it with my hands, add some resistance, see what it does, but it still sounds good. It's kind of, I don't know if it's supposed to make that noise or not. I wonder if I should just make some dough or something just to put it to work. With nothing in it, this sounds pretty good. Gear 2. It starts right up now. No, we got rid of that humming noise. It just must have been those loose wires. All right, I'm gonna test gear 3. Right up, perfect. Beautiful. guys, well, you know, if you tuned in this far, thanks for watching. That's it for this video. I might make another video or paint this thing, or I might paint the other one. I think I'm probably gonna try and sell this one like it is. I might test it out, I don't know, but it sounds really good to me. So I'll let you know what I sell it for if I sell it. Like I said, I bought 3 of these for $500. I'm probably gonna try and sell this one between $1,500 and $2,000. I really should paint it. I should sand it and paint it, but I'm not a great painter, and I don't want to paint it something like, and then it comes out worse. So I thought I would try the one that is like super broken right there. I do gotta order some parts for it, but yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully you learned something from this. I've made just about every mistake, and I had no idea what I'm doing, and I managed to fix this. Thankfully, we didn't have to go into the gears. I might have to go into the gears for another one, but there's other videos where people go into the gears. I haven't seen any videos where people open this up and fix the lift handle. And I don't see too many videos of people going in the back of it either. So hopefully you saw something, or I was able to help you out or learn something. But anyways, bye.